Welcome back, everybody. We're back in the garage, and tonight we're going to be doing work on this Mustang. This is a 1967 Mustang that I just recently updated the transmission on. I installed a Ford AOD transmission. AOD stands for Automatic Overdrive, and it's a transmission that comes standard in a lot of vehicles that Ford made. It goes right in, bolts right up to the original motor. This doesn't have the original motor, it has an updated motor. But it bolts right up in the same location as the older trans went in. The only thing I do have to do is I have to modify the shift linkage and the kickdown cable. Now, in order to do that, I have to drop the transmission pan and swap out some parts, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. Let me show you the parts that we're gonna be using, and then we'll get under the car and get to work. Now, here's what we're working with tonight. This is the main component that we're gonna be replacing. This is the actual shift linkage that we need to drop the transmission pan to get on. These linkages just go straight to the shifter, but that's what we're here for today. I'm gonna replace this pan. I like this pan. The original one is on the transmission right now, and it has some dent from the transmission rolling around the floor here. And this is the kickdown cable. Now this goes on the outside of the transmission, and we won't be able to fully install it because I still need to get the fuel injection system that we're gonna put on this Mustang, and that's where this piece goes. No, I'm sorry, this piece over here. So this piece is the part that goes on the transmission. But let's get into the car, take the trans pan out, and get started. Now here's what we're gonna be doing tonight. Right here is my shift linkage. And if you can, now that I have the header installed, you see how close it is to that? Well, installing that piece is gonna allow me to move this up above the transmission over here, and then it'll attach to the shifter. That'll give me a lot of clearance right here, so I don't have to worry about this header. See how close it is to the transmission? Once I get everything fully installed, I'll be able to heat this up and move this over so it doesn't contact the transmission right there. But that's what we're gonna be removing. So I gotta take this transmission pan off and get to that shift linkage. All that needs to happen here is this nut right here needs to come out. Just gotta make sure this spring, I don't know if you can see it, try to stick the camera in there. Make sure you keep the spring in place. That just keeps the tension on that lever. I gotta remove this header because the shaft goes out in that direction. And then you just remove that pin right there, that nut, and the shaft will come out in that direction. I put a big pair of vice grips there. You hold the lever, and then you just get in there with a wrench. It's a little difficult, but it can be done. And then just break that loose. So there you go. There it is. Once you get it all back together, see the pin's still not in? You can still move the shaft back and forth. That's why you gotta make sure that that part is right there, because that's what gives you your park neutral drive. And if that shaft isn't there, you're not gonna get gears. So you can still move it in and out. Make sure that lines up. That spring is still there. That nut's tight. That lever's still on. That's your parking pole. And then just go through the detents. Make sure everything engages like it should. Put the pin back in, and we're back in business. All right, so I went ahead and I put the bends in the rod the way it should go. So the way I have it bent up right now, you can see the little curve right there. It clears everything. So now all I got to do is cut it right there on that mark, and then I can install this this Heim joint. Right. So when you cut, you want to make sure you give yourself a little bit of adjustment. If you see it right there, that way if your shift lever is a little bit off, you can just screw that in and out. So let's get cutting.
Well, that's it for the shift rod. As you can see, everything lines up like it should. All you gotta do is some fine adjustments on the linkages, but it's ready to go.
Well, that's it, guys. I didn't do the TV cable because it turns out it's the wrong one. If you notice, my header is real close to the transmission. And once I get everything installed, I'm going to go ahead and heat that pipe up and move it out of the way. But the way it sits right now, the TV cable I have points down to the ground, and it's in the way of the header. So I know they sell a different one where I can put it on the top side of the trans where the shift linkage is. And I think that'll work better for my application. But that's it for tonight, guys. Again, please like and subscribe. If you like the content, please leave a comment and give me a thumbs up if you like it. And I'll see you on the next one.